Okay, so, as always, I'm Cinema Kane, and I'm your host. Today, we're going to be talking about the first blockbuster I saw this summer, Top Gun Maverick. But, before we talk about Top Gun Maverick, I should probably do a little bit of housekeeping. So, I'll not just be reviewing Maverick today, I'll also be reviewing the original Top Gun. Now, I'm saying this because I have a very controversial opinion. At least I feel like it's controversial. I don't like the original Top Gun. Don't hit me! Not in the face. Not in the face. Okay, now, just hear me out. The biggest three reasons I do not like the original Top Gun consists of I cannot stand Maverick. I'm sorry. Tom Cruise as Maverick in the original Top Gun is the most cocky, arrogant son of a bitch I've ever seen. That said, the second reason I don't like Top Gun is because it's got no plot. Seriously. It's got no A, B, C plot like you're traditionally used to seeing in a movie. The story simply revolves around this guy who I've already established I don't like, trying to prove that his ego is mightier than his instructors or his higher-ups, his commanding officers, whatever you want to call it. Truth of the matter is, I don't like Maverick primarily due to the fact that he's too cocky, in my opinion. And I know he's supposed to be a fighter pilot, and fighter pilots are supposed to be cocky and arrogant. That's not lost on me. But the problem is, when you're watching a movie, and the main character is as unlikable as I feel he is, and the entire time you're wishing it was Iceman that you're following instead, because at least Iceman has a little bit of humility. So much so that he's even able to talk to Maverick about the problems he sees within his character. And you know what? He's not wrong. I'm like, yeah, you go, Iceman. Tell Maverick what's wrong with him, because he's got a lot wrong with him. Just my opinion. Third thing I dislike about this film? I'm sorry, but as much as I enjoy the fighter pilot exploits, and I do. I really enjoy like the actual aerial combat scenes in the original Top Gun. I do. I said I like the character of Iceman. I do. But as much as I enjoy, and again, I enjoy the soundtrack to the original Top Gun, I cannot stand the fact that they overuse Take My Breath Away. Which leads me into the third thing I dislike about Top Gun, which is, did you really have to force a love interest into this flick? I understand the need to have that kind of thing, but it just feels so forced. It really feels like, here was the movie, and they just went, there's the love interest right there. I'm sorry. It's just, it feels so forced. I don't feel like Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise have any chemistry whatsoever. I can't stand the original Top Gun, and those are my reasons. If you've got differing reasons, differing opinions, I'd totally love to hear them in the comments. But, on to Top Gun Maverick. I was shocked. It's good. It's not just good. It's like so good that someone like me that dislikes the original for the reasons I said can look at this sequel and go, how did they make me care about Top Gun? More importantly, how did they make me care about Maverick, a character I hated in the original film? I think it's got a lot to do with timing. It's got a lot to do with the fact that Tom Cruise is better as an actor today, at least in my opinion. When it comes to early Tom Cruise, I'm very torn. I really like Risky Business. I really like Taps. Hoosiers, Days of Thunder, Top Gun, you know my opinion. I really enjoyed Far and Away. But, speaking of Far and Away, this is a far and away better movie than the original Top Gun. Part of my reasoning for that is because, like I said, Maverick has matured, just like Tom Cruise has matured. The soundtrack is still great. The aerial combat maneuvers are even better than they were originally. And then, on top of all of that, you've got a young, likable cast. Even the characters you're not supposed to like are likable. Which finally makes me go, yes, they figured out this formula and they did it better. No offense to Tony Scott, the director of the original Top Gun, but this new guy, and I cannot remember his name, I apologize, but he directed Tom Cruise in a movie I really liked called Oblivion, and now he's doing Top Gun and he's killing it. It's so good. On top of that, the fact that the love interest in this new film is in fact supposed to be like an old girlfriend or an old flame of Maverick's makes much more sense to me. I like this kind of love interest, this kind of thing where there's a past, there's a history to it that we don't know everything about. It almost makes me wish we could go back and see that story, but wait, we've already got one good Top Gun film in my opinion. Let's not jinx it by trying to make them go back and tell another story we really don't need. That said, I got one gripe with this new Top Gun. I really enjoyed it, as I said. And there's even more of a plot this time around, which I was very glad to see. Story first, always, folks. That's the thing you're going to see with me most of the time. I'm not going to say there aren't a handful of plotless movies that I enjoy, but story first most of the time. Here's the thing. I did not like that the entire time I'm watching this movie, I'm thinking of my favorite fighter pilot movie of all time, Iron Eagle. And you're probably thinking, why are you thinking of Iron Eagle when you're watching Top Gun 2? Because Iron Eagle deals with a surrogate father-son relationship. And guess what the main crux of Top Gun 2 is? A surrogate father-son relationship. I didn't write it that way, obviously, but the entire time I'm watching this, I'm going, Doug Masters and Chappie Sinclair did it better. I'm sorry to Rooster, I'm sorry to Maverick. That's how I feel. On top of that, I recently, and I do mean recently, like within the last couple of months, watched Iron Eagle 2. I'd never seen it. Part of the reason I'd never seen it was because I heard it was garbage. It's not the greatest movie ever. However, part of the plot to Iron Eagle 2 is blowing up a nuclear arms facility. While not exactly the same, in Top Gun Maverick, they're blowing up a uranium facility. It literally feels like someone whoever it was that wrote this film watched Iron Eagle and Iron Eagle 2 and said, now how can I apply these two plots to Top Gun Maverick? I know I'm probably the only one that sees this. If I am, that's fine. But, that's part of why I wanted to talk about it on here. I wanted everyone to say, oh, wait, they did what? I really did enjoy Top Gun Maverick. It's one of those movies that, in my opinion, outdoes the original. It really does. So, all of that said, I hope you enjoyed your first episode of Cinema Kane's Cinema Reviews, and I'll see you guys at the video store.